Here we are, Bridechillas. If you want wedding hacks, we got them. If you want wedding advice, well, I give it. If you are interested in joining a fabulous community, well, you're here. Welcome, Bridechillas and Groomchillas, if you are out there. Of course, you're out there. I am the host of the Bridechilla podcast. My name's Alicia. If you're new to this shindig, I host a twice weekly wedding planning podcast that is all about removing the rubbish, getting rid of the white noise, and having a good time when you are planning your wedding, because that's what it's all about. You found this other person, you're going to get hitched, remove all the rubbish, and have a nice time. This week on the show, I've had such a great feedback reception from Monday's episode. I had my very first Bridechilla graduate, Bridechilla Kate, came on and talked about all of the lessons she learned over the year of planning her wedding and listening to my podcast, nearly choked, which was really nice to hear some of the feedback and also some of her personal stories. She's also a personal trainer, and she has developed a program called Fit Body Brides, and you, my friends, can win your very own full year package with her. If you head over to my Instagram account, you will see a link. I'm going to put a link in here that you can click through. And what we're asking for you to do is to leave a message for us and tell us what your favorite body part is. How easy is that? I think it's really good. And what's been nice, I'm on the page now. I'm on my laptop. You can't see it, but it's just here. What I've adored about this competition, not only it's a great prize and what she does is so great, because it's not about getting skinny or looking like Skeletor on your wedding day. It's all about being healthy in your body and your mind. So it doesn't matter what size you are, it doesn't matter if you want to shape up or just feel healthier. I think she's got such a good perspective on health and well-being, because we know we all get stressed. And what was interesting about her talk on Monday, her interview with me, was the fact she said, I got really stressed and I came out in hives. I didn't really know why, but the doctor said, actually, you are holding in all this stress that you're feeling, and you might not be projecting it in the way that some people do it, like, ah! They might not be doing that, but they might be coming out in your skin. So it was very interesting, and it also really made me realize that, I should be talking about this a little bit more on the podcast, about looking after yourself and those around you. So I just wanted to share, some of the comments have been so delicious. People naming these body parts. It's been very successful post, and I'm so glad you can jump in. It'll be open for another couple of days. Just also wanted to share with you a couple of wedding hacks from yesterday's Q&A Thursday episode of the podcast, where I open the doors to you and you can leave me a voice message, ask me a question, or like yesterday's lovely guest did, share some amazing tips. So I wanted to say a big thank you to Bridechilla Catherine, who recently got married. Congrats, Catherine. And she had the best suggestion, and I can't believe, well, I'd never shared that before or thought of it. Very simple, but very sexy. Her suggestion was, instead of paying for flowers and all this sort of centerpiece stuff on your wedding day, and it can cost a fortune, you go to a garden center or a nursery, if you call it that, and purchase a bunch of gorgeous potted plants and use them as the centerpiece, and then send your guests home with flowers. Or the other way is you ask guests to bring plants along, they use them as the centerpieces, and then you take them home and you do what Catherine and her partner did, and you plant them in your garden, so you've got this little wedding garden. I was just blown away with that sort of ingenuity, and also it's a lovely way for guests to contribute if you're not looking for big presents as well, but also to have this nice space. She said that she goes out into her garden and looks at all the plants and thinks about her wedding day. I mean, how lovely is that? I really think flowers can be one of those things that, well, I love floral decorations, and if you've got the coin to do it, it's great, but also it can be quite wasteful and on the budget, and also at the end of the day. On the podcast, I've spoken about some of the amazing charities that are available and around, and you will find them all over the place where you can donate your wedding day flowers to hospices, hospitals, old people, not just specifically old people, but homes. And I think it's a really lovely gesture. So if you are taking the step and ordering a bunch of flowers and you don't really know what to do with them at the end of your wedding day, then can I suggest you Google one of the local charities that will come up to your venue and pick up the flowers and take them to someone who will really enjoy them. Think about a nana sitting in a home. She doesn't have any friends and no one comes to see her, but she's got your flowers. I think that's pretty nice. So I wanted to say a very special thank you to Catherine for suggesting that amazing idea of asking your guests to bring plants or plants if you're posh. And, it's a really lovely idea. One thing I will say is if you are in an area that you can't transport plants, across state borders and all that sort of stuff, just check. Don't ask people to take plants on planes. Can you take a plant on a plane? I know where I'm from, you can't. I'm from Tasmania in Australia. And there are dogs at the airport that sniff your stuff and say, no, we don't want that in our state. So, word of warning there. Also, lovely Adrienne, Bridechilla Adrienne, left a lovely comment in a voicemail, which I really enjoyed yesterday, talking all about how she has created her very own wedding Instagram account because she said she's the queen of procrastination and she is worried that she is just bleeding time when it comes to her wedding. So she said, look, I've created this account. I can just log on whenever I want, get it done, click on things, find inspiration, and then log out so I'm not just living and breathing weddings all the time. So she's got a separate real life IRL Instagram account that she goes to. She does her daily life stuff, but then if she's feeling in wedding planning mode, she then logs on to the Instagram and does it that way. And if you're using Instagram on Android or iPhone, which 99% of you are, you can now change between accounts. This is my fake iPhone here. My hand iPhone. See it? You can simply change accounts whenever you want. You don't have to log in or out of the app, which I think is really great. Whatever you can do to sometimes calm a little bit of the wedding noise, the white noise, as I always sort of say, is a really good thing. If you are just tuning in the replay, if you're just tuning in now live, hello. I'm Alicia, the host of the Bridechilla podcast, and it's really great to have you here. It's morning in London. It's raining. It's a little sunny. Well, I've got a little light coming in here. It's good for the old face. And I'm really happy that so many people are enjoying these Bridechilla live sessions, as I have labelled them, and are getting lots out of it. I'm meeting lots of new Bridechillas and Groomchillas via the Facebook. And I ask you, in this below me, above me, wherever it's going to be, you'll see a link where you can learn more about the Bridechilla podcast. I've created over 200 episodes of the show so far, and I have covered everything from, guest problems, mother-in-laws, and, lots of other things. Now, Yvette has just logged on and she says, it's nice to finally see what you look like. Nice to meet you from California. Hello, Yvette. Thank you for those hearts. This is my face. This is my little new sign, and I'd like to introduce you to my favourite thing that I've bought recently, and that is my koala egg cup. Isn't it cute? So cute. He's got an egg for a brain. Rich doesn't like it, but I think it's cute. Also, I just want to say yesterday's show, what else do we have to say here? Okay, Lulu asked me a question about how to jazz up her honeymoon. And I thought this was great because here's the thing about honeymoons. I'm going to let you in on a secret. Are you ready for it? You're going to be tired. I don't care how glamorous it is. I don't care how much effort you put into booking something romantic and stunning. You're going to get to wherever you're getting, especially if you're traveling the day after your wedding, and you're going to go, let's have a quick sit down. I will be honest with you, Rich and I aren't very good sitters. When we booked our honeymoon to Bali, that's how you've got to say Bali, but Australians say Bali, we probably underestimated just how darn tired we would be when we arrived, and not from the travel, just from the adrenaline of planning the wedding, doing the wedding, packing up the wedding. Because if you've listened to the show, you would have heard my story about me DIYing, in the sense that we probably should have had a wedding planner to return all the shit that we hired. Where actually Rich and I, after the wedding, packed up the venue with our friends. I'm not like a solo hero here. We packed up our venue, we packed the back of our car till it was about to burst. It was so full. And then drove back into town and spent a couple of days returning all the stuff. Now, it wasn't super glamorous. It saved us a bunch of cash. But if I were to do it again, and I think my husband, who's in the background, would you get a wedding planner, husband?
What?
Would you get a wedding planner?
No, yes.
Oh, he says no.
Yes.
I've been saying on the pod, yes. Well, we wouldn't have to return all that stuff.
Fine.
Yeah, fine. He's into it. The idea is that you maybe would hire someone to do some of the menial tasks. And can I just say, there are lots of great websites out there now to outsource that sort of stuff too, which probably weren't around 4 years ago when we got hitched. Aileen is here. Oh, Aileen, hi. We have gotten on each other's nerves so bad sitting by the beach, so we chose to go to Florida and hit the theme parks. Yes! She says, best decision ever. We had so much fun. Oh my gosh, Aileen, okay. Let me just say, that is such a cracking idea. This is a very good suggestion. As I was saying before, Rich and I aren't very good sitters. And we sort of got sucked into this idea that we would go to a resort and we would relax like real people do, relax. And we got there and then we were like, what the hell? So what do we do now? Well, we sit. Okay. And then we sat for a few days because we were tired. And then we're like, oh gosh, we don't know what to do with ourselves. And then we were basically going to the hotel people going, hi, do you have any tours? Do you have something to do? Because we don't have anything to do. We're bored. And you can only sit around and have so much sex. And then you're just like, I'm done now. I need to go and do an activity. So Aileen, I love that you have just suggested, Bridechilla Aileen has said that they went to theme parks. They had a great time. I bloody love a roller coaster. I really do. I think you need to find something that you're going to enjoy and don't necessarily get sucked into this idea, if it's not your thing, to go and sit on a beach or go to a resort, because you need to plan a honeymoon that is something that you want to do, not just something that a lovely website with a picture of a beach says to do. And as much as I love beaches, I love activity as well. So Aileen, thank you for that suggestion. A theme park tour is like one of my dreams. I really want to do that one day. I just want to do a theme park America trip and go on so many roller coasters that I hurl every day. Just a personal thing. It's just a personal thing. So the homework, I'm giving out homework on Bridechilla Live. Homework for you today is to head to my Instagram page. Alicia McCormack is my name. It's just Instagram/Alicia McCormack, and enter our competition. It's such a great comp. I would be feeling bad for you if you didn't enter it. Basically, if you are new to seeing me and my face, like Yvette, and hearing my voice, I use this microphone, hello, to record my podcast twice a week. And I'd love to have you on board. Also like this page because we have such an amazing bunch of bride chillers and groom chillers that are on Facebook sharing information, chatting to each other. I'm like a proud mama. I just step back and go, you guys chat. You guys help each other out, and I jump in occasionally. But it's a really lovely community and so very supportive, and certainly not bitchy or crazy or judgmental like some wedding forums are. Can you believe people get on there and have a go at each other? I just think it's so gross. If anyone does that in my books, my Facebooks, my accounts, fuck you, you are banned. That's how it goes. I don't like any bad attitudes. Weddings should not have that sort of attitudes. As well as saying we're all about positivity. That's why we're asking you for the competition what your favourite body part is. We're not asking what body part would you like to improve. It's all about saying, let's have a nice time. Let's enjoy ourselves. Let's be healthy and have a good time. Lastly, before I go, because I have to go to work, I have to get on a tube with a lot of other miserable people. Lastly, before I go, I wanted to say a big thank you to the bride chillers who have said that they would like to contribute a blog to the Bridechilla blog. I put the call out earlier in the week, and it's not too late to get in touch and get a part of this because it's really fun. Just to say, if you're getting hitched, I would like to hear from you and share a bit of your wedding planning journey. And this doesn't have to be a big commitment. You could literally write a couple of paragraphs, put a couple of photos and updates of what you're doing, sharing your Bridechilla tips, hacks, suggestions, problems, putting it out there. And I'm going to post them on my website because I can't believe I haven't done this earlier. I've been doing this podcast for 18 months and literally like a little brainwave, I'm like, why have I not asked my Bridechillas to write about their wedding planning journey? So that's what I'm going to do. If you would like to contribute, as I said, it doesn't have to be a big sort of commitment. All you need to do is send me an email, comment below if you want to do that, or go to the post on this Facebook page. You'll see it. There's a big picture that says, would you like to be a blogger? And get in touch because we would love to hear about your journey. And every Bridechilla and Groomchilla's journey is different and you all have so much to share. Just like Catherine saying, hey, get your guests to bring some plants. What a great idea. I'd never thought of that. So I'm all about supporting and having a good time. All that and more on the Bridechilla podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to do these once or twice a week. So if you have a suggestion as well for a topic, a theme, a chat, then I would love to hear from you. So nice sharing this time with you. Enjoy the rest of your week wherever you may be. And I really look forward to sharing more of the Bridechilla podcast with you next week and more of these lovely Bridechilla Live. If you can like and love this post, give me some hearts, thumbs ups, little smiles. That would be great. Thank you. Happy days. Bye.